You know, there's a lot of ways to catch a raccoon. Traditional leg holds or these little babies right here. You know, I've kind of made my reputation in the trapping industry by my ability to catch coyotes. But in reality, I'm a closet coon trapper. This is trapping time. Trapping, an art form that has stood the test of time. A heritage built upon hard work, dedication, and pride. Rooted deep with the main goal of conservation, we, as trappers, live this history 365 days a year. With the help of some great friends, along with the love and support of my family, I'm carrying on that tradition. With all the pitfalls that I may encounter, the rewards more than outweigh the costs. Many of the greatest trappers in history have etched their name in time. This is my story. This is my time. This is trapping time.
Trapping Time is brought to you by Vapple at vappleproducts.com, Jeb's Chokes at jebschokes.com, Blind Turtle at blindturtle.net, Smokey's Deer Lures at smokiesdeerlure.com, Blackwater Hunting Services at blackwaterhunting.com, Southern Ohio Outfitters at southernohio.outfitters.com, Big Game Gut Glove at biggamegutglove.com, Dakota Line Snares at dakotalinesnares.com, PCS Outdoors at pcsoutdoors.com, Duke Trap Company at duketraps.com, Deep South Trapping Lures at deepsouthlures.com, Webster's Predator Control at shop.websterspredatorcontrol.com, Little Whiskey Girl at littlewhiskeygirl.com, Wolf Creek Products at wolfcreekproducts.net, Southern Snares and Supply at southernsnares.com, and Console Energy at consoleenergy.com.
Raccoons are a curious animal, and it's this curiosity that usually makes them easy to catch. You know, if I was starting a young trapper out, I would definitely target raccoons for them just because of the ease of catching them. But they can be caught in numbers, and in order to catch them in numbers, you need to make sure you have the right equipment and the right tricks of the trade.
Well, listen, it's opening day. We set traps yesterday, and I tell you what, I'm sick. I was actually in Virginia this past weekend. Scott Painter had his annual open house, and I was there, and something got cold or whatever, but I didn't get a lot of sets out yesterday. I only got about 20 different sets out, but what I did with this coon here, I always throw a DP in. When I'm trapping these ridge lines, these hardwood ridges, I throw a DP in. I put a little bit of coon cannon bait in that, and I just want to catch these coons before they start working my coyote sets. But good coon, it's still kind of early, really not targeting him just yet. His fur is pretty decent. I hear about another week or so they'll really get real good, but seems like up on the ridges, I guess really doesn't matter too much because they their fur just gets a little bit better, a little faster. But good coon, we're gonna get him out of here. We'll remake this set. It's one thing nice about these DPs. Pop them babies back in and away we go.
And the type of terrain that I'm trapping, we have two basic types of traps that we're going to use. We have your traditional coil spring or your leg hold, and we've got this little gem right here. This is a Duke DP, which stands for dog proof trap. Very simple. You put your bait down in the hole, it's got a pull trigger. You put your bait in the hole, you squeeze this spring, put it on the trigger, and it's set, it's done. Anchor it off to a tree. A lot of times I'll take cable, which you'll see in the video. I wrap it around the tree, or even you can stake it with a piece of rebar. Very simple. Once it's set, all they have to do is reach your hand down in there and pull it up. I like the pull style trap, and the only reason I like it is if I'm setting in residential areas. Coons have become a major nuisance animal in the cities. This little trap here, I can set it. I don't have to worry about catching somebody's cat, somebody's dog, because they have to reach in, physically grab a hold of the trigger and pull it up.
Now this spot here is usually good for a big old boar coon and a DP. And what I like to do, these little feeder streams, I mean, there's not even any water in it. It runs up this hollow. These coons work this. They've got food down through here. They work it. A little bit of Webster's Wildlife Solution bait in there. We couldn't resist it. Want to take him out here, bait him back up, and head on down the road.
When we come back, we're going to discuss baits and lures that I use on my coon line. But first, our friends at Consol Energy are leading the way in conservation.
The trophy moment only lasts a couple of seconds, but the story will be passed on for generations. They only see the glory, not the sacrifice. But I don't wait for my tall tale of glory. I handcraft my journey from start to finish. They don't see what goes on behind closed doors. An epic saga is worth 1,000 words, but my story boils down to 3. Little Whiskey Girl. Save luck for the weekend hunter.
Where'd you get all that stuff?
DakotaLineSnares.com.
I bet it cost you a fortune to ship all that.
Nope, not DakotaLineSnares.com. It's $9.95. Flat rate, it doesn't matter what you get.
Dakota Line Snares and Trapping Products has everything you need right at your fingertips. Our warehouse is packed with trapping supplies you need to be successful on your trap line, and with flat rate shipping of $9.95 on all orders, you get your money's worth.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm going to put my order in at DakotaLineSnares.com now.
Welcome back. Today we're talking about coons. You know, we've already kind of jumped into a little bit of the actual equipment that we're using to trap these raccoons. Now we're going to jump into a little bit of the bait side. You know, when I'm targeting raccoons, I'm targeting one thing. I want boar coons. I don't want the sows, and I don't even want the little ones, you know. The value alone, they're not worth it, but I want to keep a healthy coon population. So there's certain baits and stuff that I like to use if I'm targeting boar coons specifically. You know, a lot of you land trappers out there, especially the ones that, like myself, that are targeting coyotes and even fox, what happens on those warm nights in January? You start slamming those big boar coons. Why? Because you're using gland type lures. If I want to catch big boar coons, that's when I use a lot of my red fox lures, my gland lures, my coyote gland lures. For some reason, those boars are attracted.
Yeah, baby. Big. Looks like a big boar coon. I'm trapping this ridge line here, and I tell you what, it's perfect. We've got gas pipelines intersected by woods, and we're basically targeting coyotes here, but these big boars like this, they run these ridges. A lot of guys, they want to head to the creeks to trap these coons, but if you want to catch good boar coons, stay up on the ridges. These coyote sets are going to hammer them down. We're going to take and get him dispatched here, and we'll remake this set and head on to the next one. Get the old gut gloves on. I tell you what, Uncle Freddie made a heck of a product here. A lot of guys don't like wearing rubber gloves because you don't have that feel. But with these gloves here, I tell you what, that feel's there. They're durable. They're awesome gloves. But now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna remake this set, and I love catching these big boar coons like this. When I first got started trapping, I mean, that's what I was targeting. All the buddies in school, they were after fox. I didn't want to catch a fox. I wanted to catch a coon, you know. They were worth a lot of money then. They're fairly easy to catch. So when I set my rigs up for coyotes or foxes, I'm using a 175 Duke, which is plenty of trap to hold any of those animals. But I can catch a coon and I won't tear him up too bad. I'm gonna take and remake this set. A lot of guys, they on a remake, they won't put it back in. They'll actually bed another trap beside it or something. I figure if I caught one animal there, there's a good chance I'm gonna catch another. Woo! See, it even happens to the pros.
Early in the season, the coons and stuff are targeting a lot of your fruits, your apples, your grapes and stuff. I like to use like a fruity type smell or even a fishy type smell early in the season to target these coons. But when it hits cold, I want something that's strong and lasting, that's gonna last out there, so that way we can catch those coons. You know, if I'm using specifically a DP trap, I wanna use a pelleted type bait, something like Webster's Predator Control, their DP baits where I can throw a pellet type bait in, or even Smokey's raccoon lure where I can smear. It's a smear bait. You like to, almost like a jelly. You'll smear it in the bottom of the DP. You know, give them something that they can get a taste of, but they really got to work for. But you know, when it gets later in the year, I kind of get away from the DPs a little bit, and I kind of jump right into the coil springs because I'm concentrating on dogs a lot. But I like those gland lures. If I think there's a chance of catching a big coon, and you know, sometimes the coon prices are up, I want to snag every one that I can get. You know, I'll throw out an extra set with a really smelly gland lure to try to connect on those coons.
Now when it's cold and miserable out like this, every once in a while you'll get those nights where them boar coons just want to start moving. And this big old coon here, he worked this set good. We got 2 dirt holes here. You know, I freshened these up yesterday because we had a freeze and thaw come in, and I knew it was going to be cold for a while, so I wanted to make sure all the traps were firing. But this is a real good looking coon. I get just as excited catching a big boar coon as I do a fox sometimes, because I mean, these things, they're old. I mean, this thing here's probably 3 or 4 years old. He's seen it, he's done it, and this time of year, that's where the money's at. These are the coons they want, these big old fellas like that. He's not rubbed up. I mean, real good looking coon. Let's go make this dirt hole a little oversized because we've already had something in here digging around. We're gonna take and bring all this stuff to the back here. Clean this bad boy out. Throw this up on there. This is probably like softest dirt I've ever seen in West Virginia. When it's cold like this, you want to make sure there's no mud or nothing stuck in the jaws. That way it'll still fire. Beautiful. Now this set here, we want it to look disturbed. I mean, this coon's already been in here, tore the place up. We're gonna leave it just like it is. We're gonna leave it all busted up. We'll put some new bait down in the hole, and it gives those animals, you know what, especially this time of year when it's cold, they're hungry. And if they think there might be a little morsel left in there, they're gonna take it and work it. We're not done talking about coons just yet. When we come back, it'll be the set of the week. And as a special treat, it's one of my favorite sets, the brush pile set. I'll explain.
Do you need a blind that will keep you warm on a cold winter day? Do you need a blind that won't blow away on a windy fall afternoon? Do you need a blind that will never wear out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need a Blind Turtle hard-shell hunting blind. This solid one-piece unit is perfect for deer hunters, turkey hunters, archery hunters, and gun hunters. Put it this way, if you hunt, the Blind Turtle is perfect for you.
What do you demand in a quality knife? You want a knife that works as hard as you do. Weeby knives are made for trappers who want efficiency and perfection. The Weeby Elite double-edged fleshing knife has one edge that's ultra sharp, and the other side has just the right edge for pushing fat and meat for perfectly fleshed furs. And don't forget about the Weeby Wicked Sharp, the planet's sharpest skinner. When the blade goes dull, simply snap on a new one, you're ready to go. Find them at DakotaLineSnares.com.
The Big Game Gut Glove is revolutionizing the way big game hunters and trappers are successful in the field. The 26-inch version fits over your elbows and protects you and your expensive hunting clothing from blood or cold water. They're made to fit your hands from extra small to extra large.
What I like about them, I can feel with them.
Existing products on the market don't give you the feel or protection you need. Wet or dry, the special non-slip grip bonds tightly to whatever you're handling. The Big Game Gut Gloves are reusable so you save money and promote going green.
Welcome back. Now that I've showed you how to catch all these coons, we got to do something with the carcasses. Here's a little set I like to use to utilize those coon carcasses. I call it the brush pile set.
Now what we did here, we had an old coon carcass, and what I like to do, I like to take him, lay him down, and I'll pile a bunch of brush up on him. Because in these states, you're not allowed to have any, as I've mentioned before, no bait visible from the air. Now if we look at this big cat I caught here, this is a good specimen of a eastern bobcat. He's well furred out, big cat, big mature cat, and he's not real happy to be in there right now. So he worked out great. We caught a nice red fox here the other day. So we're gonna end up we're gonna dispatch this cat, get him out of here, and then we'll remake the set and see if we can catch something out. And I'll show you how we remake this set after you've caught 2 or 3 animals out of here. We've got the cat out of the trap. As you can see, the old coon carcass. If you see, we got a night. We had a temperature drop here the last couple of days. We've been in the teens at night, and these animals, especially your canines, your foxes, your coyotes, and these bobcats, they've been on the move. And now's when I like having traps out, because you're not going to catch your possums, you're not going to catch your raccoons, you're going to catch your cats and your canines. And little sets like this, just something to change it up, is what you're going to catch, is how you catch them. I've got 2 dirt holes right over probably not 25 yards away, and I've yet to have anything work it. But I've taken 2 animals off this here, a red fox and this bobcat, and it's still got that foxy smell. I can still smell the fox that was here the other day. But these animals are going to work this stuff, so just throw something out there to mix it up. And what we'll do here, and we're going to remake this set just like we did the other day, we're going to take a bunch of this ground litter and stuff, and we're going to cover this back up. We want this to look as natural as possible. So we get the set, we get everything worked back in there. We're going to take and dig out the bed. And as I said before, I like to use peat moss. But we're going to take this trap, and I know everyone at home saying, "My, that trap, it's so shiny." It doesn't matter. Get them boiled, get the metallic oil smell off of them, and get them traps in the ground. You're not going to catch them if you wait until all the rust is complete. They get all rusted up and completely. I mean, best case scenario, yeah, that's what we want. We want to get them rusted up so they hold a nice pretty dye to them. But sometimes that just doesn't happen, and I can't see not having traps out because I'm waiting for my traps to rust up. I figure, you know what? I'll let them rust up in the ground. We got these traps boiled. They're fine. So all right, we're ready for a remake. Get over here. I'm gonna grab my peat moss. We're gonna take and, you know what, we're gonna dig this up a little bit higher. Make sure we get all that out of there real good. Okay. Because with this freezing and thawing, you need something that's going to insulate this trap. So what I do, take a handful of peat moss, line the bottom. It's no different than building a house. Insulation keeps things from freezing. All right. We know the animals are going to work the trap from this direction. We want them to come across the jaws. So we're going to take this. We're going to bed this baby just like so. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. All right, I like to take a 16 penny nail, especially when it's frozen like this, and take and just slide it down on the side just to help pin that trap just a little bit better. I'm gonna grab my, excuse me for a minute, I'm gonna grab my hammer. Sometimes in this frozen ground, alrighty, trap's bedded solid, it's not gonna tip. Then we're gonna get some more peat moss. Sprinkle it over there. And it's all a matter of preference. I know some guys, when they'll use peat moss and they'll spread it in there and then they'll sift some dirt over it. That's good in early season, but here in late season, that dirt's just gonna freeze up. And I don't, like I've said before, I don't have time to be looking for dry dirt. I need to be getting traps in the ground. And we'll just kick this all back, and that's it. That set's ready to get us another cat or fox or whatever. We're not even gonna lure this up. We've already had enough animals in here spreading urine everywhere. This has got enough scent. It's got better scent than you're gonna find in any bottle. So this is it. This is it, boys. The Gilbert Brush Pile set strikes again. If you try these little tricks, I'm telling you, it's gonna make you a better trapper.
You know, you read a lot all the time about using beaver carcasses. You know, we don't have a lot of beaver carcasses. When our strong trapping is going on, our beaver season's not even in. So, you know, I've dispelled the myth that you can't catch anything on a raccoon carcass. I catch coyotes, I catch bobcats, I catch foxes, I catch fishers, you know. There's very few properties that I set a trap on that I don't have a brush pile set there, because they are carnivores. They are going to work that kind of stuff. So make sure you're taking advantage of the brush pile set. When we come back, we have some more coon action.
Who better to get your trapping supplies from than trappers who know what you need in the field?
Come on in.
PCS Outdoors is one-stop shopping for name brand trapping, predator hunting and calling supplies, shooting and pest control gear at discount prices.
A lure for every animal you'd be targeting.
PCS Outdoors stands above the competition.
Quality Sabo brand snares being made here in Michigan.
Go to PCSOutdoors.com for great selection and prices that'll make you want to stock up for your next trapping or outdoor adventure. In 2011, the world of shotgun chokes changed forever. Bobby Sears took his Jeb's Headhunter Precision Choke Tube to the NWTF Wild Turkey Still Target National Championships and brought home the gold. Shortly after, the Game On team got on board. By stacking the shot in front of the wad cup inside the choke tube before it exits your gun barrel, Jebs can extend your effective range way beyond anything you've ever seen. So don't get worked up about a turkey that's just out of range. Ruin his day with a Jebs Headhunter Choke Tube.
We are infinite.
You know, in some places, coon populations are almost regulated by fur prices. When the prices are up, everybody's out trapping coons. But as the prices start to come down, you'll see all these coon trappers backing off and going after some of the higher dollar things. Well, the problem with that is you want to keep your coon numbers in control. They carry rabies, they carry mange, distemper. You know, I'm an all-around outdoorsman. You know, we deer hunt, we turkey hunt. You know, when we're running feeders for deer, those coons are out there eating the deer feed, eating the corn, making a mess of things. Turkeys, they're probably one of the hardest animals on turkey eggs. You know, everybody hears, oh, turkey numbers are down because of the coyotes. It's not the coyotes, it's the raccoons. They can wipe a nest out in no time. And when their populations get high like that, that's when you see people start having trouble with them on the farm. You know, chickens, ducks. I mean, household animals are getting taken out by these raccoons. They are an easy animal to trap, so you should take advantage of it and get traps out there and try to keep these populations in control.
We got us another nice boar coon and a coyote set. You're gonna catch these nice coons like this because these animals, they all work in the same pathways. I set this set here for his coyote because there was a little bit of splitting of road, and the one day I came in and scouted, there's no logging road right up here, and these coyotes spent so much time in here. And I just know it's a matter of time I'm gonna connect on them. But it's breeding season for the coons as well, so they're out moving around and they're plugging the sets up. Usually I'll set a dog proof. I'd go off to the side here and throw a couple DPs in, but it's been so cold, chances of catching a coon are pretty rare, but it warmed up a little bit yesterday, and we snagged this one on a dirt hole. And I had just a little bit of smoky bait in the bottom of it. These coyotes are breeding right now, so their focus is more on gland lures like old yellow eyes from deep south.
You know, on my coyote lines, I would almost consider a coon an incidental catch. I'm targeting coyotes, but I also use the same type of equipment that will handle a coon catch. Because I use 175s, which is small enough for a raccoon that it's not going to tear his paw up, and you don't want to be causing damage to these animals in here. So when I'm setting with my equipment, I like to use things that I can handle both the coyotes and the raccoons.
When we're trying to catch these coyotes and even bobcats at the edge of these fields, you're going to run into some really nice coon. And used to, coon prices were down, but now coon prices are kind of up, so I don't mind catching any coon that'll stumble in there. That's one of the reasons I use a 175. What's going on? That's one reason I use a 175 is because it doesn't do a lot of damage to a raccoon's foot, and it'll hold any coyote or bobcat that I catch. We'll dispatch this coon, get him out of here, and what's going on? We'll get him out of here and remake the set, and hopefully we got a coyote in here tomorrow. Well, we're pulling traps today. I'm getting ready to head to a high go out and hunt, trap with Nate for a little bit. It's pouring the rain down. But I gotta go pull my traps, make sure my equipment and everything's ready to go up there. Can't have a line out if I can't check it. So it's been pretty slow. You can see I'm on the 4-wheeler now. It's been real slow. Just caught a possum back there. Got rid of it. That's some turkey eggs we saved, I guess. But some of these sets have been out for a while. Got some coon right here. Oh my God, is he a muddy mess. This trap here, I would have counted, I'd have bet money I'd have caught a bobcat in here this year, but I didn't. But I caught this muddy coon like this. It hammered the rain down on us last night, and it just started raining real hard here a little bit ago. So I'll get this coon out here, get this trap out, and get headed in before I get drenched.
There's no reason why you don't go out and get yourself a half dozen of these. You know, they're easy to set, easy to bait. The baits are out there. They're already prepared. You just buy them, stuff them down here. Find yourself a nice little creek bank where you get set 4 or 6 of them. You know, get that youngster out there that's wanting to get into trapping. You know, get him out there. 2 or 3 days, he start catching coon, instant success. You might have just made a lifelong trapper. We thank you for joining us this week on Trapping Time. Until next time, we're keeping the tradition alive here on Trapping Time. Remember to set your DVRs every Tuesday at 8:30 on Dish Network channel 266. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at Trapping Time. I personally am going to list every week the conventions, the events we're going to be at. Also, we're going to be posting videos, anything trapping related that's going to make you a better trapper and help fuel your trapping addiction. Hi, I'm Rob Gilbert.
Hi, Rob.
And I'm a closet coon trapper. I've been trapping coons for over 20 years, and I just can't get enough. And I've tried. I just can't get enough. I need help.